49ers versus Raiders joint practices have wrapped up. Apparently, it was a pretty long practice today, but if we're talking from a 49ers perspective, it doesn't sound like it was a very positive day for both the offense and defense against the Raiders. Obviously, a big point of emphasis throughout these reports, whether from the 49ers sides or from the Raiders side, it does sound like there was a lot of interceptions today thrown by 49ers quarterbacks, including Brock Purdy, who had 2 interceptions on 11 on 11s, and it sounded like he had an additional interception in 7 on 7s. It sounds like Sam Darnold and Trey Lance also threw interceptions, but those only came in 7 on 7s. I did see something from Lombardi where he said the pick in 7s for Purdy was bounced off Debo Samuel, but I've also seen other reports that there were also near picks from Brock Purdy as well. So obviously, we understand what it is, regardless of who you are, whether you're Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, or Sam Darnold, even Brandon Allen. One of the number one keys for being a quarterback is taking care and protecting the football and not putting it in harm's way and turning it over. So that is not something that we are going to, make excuses about. You don't want to turn the football over. And we did have some interceptions yesterday from Brock Purdy, more interceptions today from Brock Purdy. So again, just want to fix those things and ensure that doesn't happen. Of course, obviously we don't have the full complete context as we weren't there, so we don't know if these are generated from pressures, bad reads, bouncing off receivers hands, or just flat out poor throws. We have some context and trying to piece it together, but of course, anytime you're turning over the football, not really a good thing. um that you want to see, especially in these joint practices where they are weighted heavily, especially these team periods. You want to see these guys performing at a high level. We did have a bit of an injury scare today with Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams got thrown into a linebacker by Jimmy Garoppolo and apparently got his helmet popped off and hit pretty hard. And so you don't want to see that, but it doesn't seem like it's too serious. The 49ers did have a drive to end practice where it was capped off with a Brock Purdy touchdown run, but apparently it started to get chippy between Debo Samuel and Trayvon Moehrig, Raiders safety, and they had to be pulled off each other. So again, a rough day from all accounts, whether it's Raiders side, whether it's 49ers side. Definitely didn't sound like the best day for the 49ers offense or defense for that matter. It does sound like Jimmy Garoppolo was putting together scoring drives and things of that nature, and moving the ball pretty well. So again, if you had to pick a winner of the day, it does sound like the Raiders offense and defense won the day. And typically these are the days that are going to be, as we've reported, it's a longer day. Typically there's more intensity on day 2, uh, specifically since these guys have been battling back and forth now for two practices. But again, the theme of today, not a good practice for the San Francisco 49ers on offense or defense. And of course, a spotlight has been put on Brock Purdy's interceptions. And of course, you don't want to see that. You want to see that improve. You want to make sure that you're not putting the ball in harm's way and taking care of the football. So that's definitely something that we don't want to see as a continued trend, because I think, as you can see from training camp now to joint practices, you know, Brock Purdy is developing a bit of a reputation for throwing interceptions in practice. But again, I'm not trying to make excuses. It is practice. We don't have the full context from these joint practices. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button. I think for me to start panicking off these types of situations and start like really being concerned is, of course, if we're seeing these in real live games. Um, and we just got quarterbacks, the infamous quarterback stats coming out of practice today. It sounds like Brock Purdy got all the reps in 11 on 11, 39 reps to be exact, and he went 15 of 26. Mayoko's only reporting one interception. I've heard two interceptions. So, again, that's why I'm not a big fan of training camp stats because they are very subjective. Trey Lance only had 11 on 11 reps and went 1 of 2. Sam Darnold had 11 on 11 reps, went 3 of 3, 0 reps for Brandon Allen. So Brock Purdy got a lot of work today. Not too surprised by that because I think we all understand Trey Lance and Sam Darnold are going to play a lot in preseason. So they're going to get the majority of those reps where Brock Purdy will not play. So I would say today was like Brock Purdy's preseason game. Again, conflicting reports. Mayoko's calling it 1 interception. I've seen 2 interceptions from team period. So the joys of not being at practice, the joys of not being able to understand context that goes into it and just trying to make the most sense of it. Mayoko says Brock Purdy's 1 interception in 11 on 11s. He had a couple other near picks and 2 more interceptions in usually passer friendly 7-on-7 drills. So Mayoko's calling it 1 interception with some near picks. I've seen it reported from 2 picks from I think it was Lombardi. So again, these numbers are subjective. I don't. I wish I could tell you how many picks Brock Purdy threw, but I'm seeing now multiple. I'm now seeing Cam Inman just put out Brock Purdy had 1 interception in team drills. I've heard it's 2. So the joys of not being able to get your own eyes on it, not be able to present your own context to it. Oh, and the joys of all the reactions that are going to come away from these practices. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm just seeing right now in real time. Cam Inman is reporting that it was a touchdown to Debo. I've seen it reported as Brock Purdy running in from a touchdown from Matt Barrows. Boy. So trying to make sense of it as best I can. I'm going to continue to gather more information, continue to try to make sense of this. Obviously, heard the O-line kind of struggled today in 1v1 drills. I've heard Brandon Ayuk is unguardable per usual. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's the instant reaction that we got today. What is your reaction to kind of the reports, conflicting reports? I think that the major reaction is going to come out of today, Brock Purdy's performance. I think, obviously, considering he took majority of the team snaps, that's going to be the main reaction today. So let me know, what do you think about Brock Purdy's the stats that are coming out about Brock Purdy's performance from the way it's being reported? What is your reaction to joint practices over the past 2 days? I'm sure you guys got a lot to say. So let me know in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.